Hey, welcome to this extra charity episode of Half the Battle.
As promised, for every $400 raised this month, I was going to do an extra review on a toy I got at a Comic-Con last month.
And we're starting off with quite the thing.
So meet Retro Duke. This figure was part of the 2020 Walmart Classic line of 10-inch G.I.Joe figures.
Thanks, I hate it. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and... What? You want some more? Fine, you greedy guys.
Okay, so I got this thing for like $10 still on card, because the card was a little damaged. This meant that I had no qualms about taking it out of the packaging.
That was my first mistake.
Because the first thing that happened was that his hand came loose straight as I was taking it out. This is about as good a first impression as your blind date telling you their favorite movie is The Human Centipede.
Don't look that up.
Okay, to be fair, it's not broken, the hand will snap back onto the peg, but both are made of that soft rubbery plastic, so I don't know how long it'll be before it becomes too loose. It doesn't help that the hand will come off again if you're not careful while trying to bend the elbow. Things don't get better when he's out of the package.
Let's talk about the most obvious feature this figure has.
He's screaming. Why is he screaming? I mean, I'd scream too if my entire lower arm had been ripped from my body, but I mean in general.
It kinda limits his use in dioramas.
All you can really do is have him charge into battle, or yelling at Skidmark for picking such a dumb codename. It doesn't work as well if you want to, say, have him on a date with Scarlet. Oh, Duke, isn't the sky beautiful this evening? Yes, it is very romantic!
Moving on, or rather moving backwards, I gotta talk about the hand some more.
For some reason, his right thumb is molded in a folded position. I guess because it would look good when he holds a weapon, and it does, but it makes me worry it'll break. Oh, and speaking of a gun, he does come with a pistol, and has a holster for it on his leg, but the bloody thing doesn't fit. It doesn't go down deep enough, so it's in there very loose and will fall out if you handle the figure in any way.
I might as well mention his other accessories while I'm at it.
He comes with remolds of the original helmet that so many of the first G.I.Joe figures had, and the gun that Snowjob originally came with, which was used as the generic gun in the cartoon.
They are fine.
He's also got webbing around his chest, which is a weird choice since it doesn't look like what the original Duke usually wears. If anything, it reminds me of Major Altitude's gear. He didn't come with a backpack, but the webbing pretty much prevents any from being attached to him anyway, so two rungs make it worse.
Back to the figure itself.
The last thing I dislike is the color of his shirt. That puke yellow really doesn't suit him, it should have been more tan. That's about all I have to say about the toy, except for one thing. The title of this video was in the form of a question.
So, is this the worst Duke figure ever?
Well, he's a strong contender to be sure, but he is up against a reigning champion, the 1997 Duke, or Drunk Dookie as I'm fond of calling him. It's a tight race, but just because 1997 was so iconic in a bad way, I'm afraid that version retains the top spot. As for this figure, well, if you can find it really cheap and still on card, it doesn't look too bad hanging on a wall, I guess. But be aware he will forever be silently screaming, trapped in his bubble, quietly screaming at you all through the night.
Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing.